Welcome to a new math topic. Today I will explain you word problems about multiplying and dividing integers. The objective for this day or for this topic or for this video tutorial is to multiply and divide integers but using the real world problems. To solve real world problems, you have to use some key math vocabulary or key math word. In this case, we are going to use only for multiplications and divisions. You have to try to identify in the word problem what word is related with multiplication or division. And remember, integers is in everywhere. So we are going to start to solve it. That's exercises. For example, here we have the first one that said from sea level, a submarine descends 40 feet per minute. Where is the submarine in relation to the sea level 5 minutes after it starts descending? As you can see, we are talking about sea level. Sea level means, remember, 0, or it's the starting position. And then the submarine descends 40 feet. That means that it's going to be, if this value descends, that means it is negative, okay? So descent means negative. Per minute. Per is, as you can see, this word is related with multiplication. Where is the submarine in relation to the sea level 5 minutes after it starts descending? We have to relate the word per and the 5 minutes. So it's going to be, if it's 40 feet per minute and we have 5 minutes, that means that we are going to multiply the 40 feet times the 5. But remember, descent means negative. So in the data, we are going to write this one, descent. Remember, it's important to write this value, descent 40 fifth. And then the problem said that is 5 minutes. So 5 minutes after the submarine starts descending. So we already have the first data, and then we are going to work with a plan. Remember, descent means negative, so we are going to write negative 40. Negative 40. And this one, we're going to use parentheses to represent the multiplication. So negative 40 times, remember, it's times because it's per minute. So in 1 minute, it's 40. In 2 minutes would be 80. In 5 minutes, we don't know. So we are going to multiply by 5. And we have to represent what is going to be or how many fifths descending after 5 minutes if it's continue with the 40 fifths per minute. So it's going to be, if you multiply negative 40 times 5, it's going to be negative 200. But remember, you can say that it's negative 200, so we apply the absolute value. The absolute value of negative 200 is equals to 150. So the answer would be, we need to answer our question. Where is the submarine in relation to the sea level after level 5 minutes after it starts descending? So we are going to write the submarine is 250 fifth. Only that, because this is the quantity of fifths that submarine descending after 5 minutes. So the submarine is 250 after 5 minutes. Okay, remember the quantities we can represent with negative numbers. So that's the reason that we're going to use absolute value. Now, in the second word problem, we have a test has 20 questions. The test are 3 points if the answer is correct, and takes away 1 point if the answer is incorrect. A student answered 5 questions incorrectly. How many points did the student lose? In this case, you have to read carefully, because the problem it's talking about only one part. Look at this. The test hour is 3 points if the answer is correct. 3 points if it's correct, and takes away 1 point. 1 point. Remember, it's take away. It's a word. Okay, so we are going to use it. this word, takes away. And then 1 point if the answer is incorrect. So that means if the students answer five questions incorrectly, that means that he's going to lost at some point. So how are we going to do that? In the data, we are going to take away 1 point if the answer is incorrectly. Okay. And then the students answer 5 questions. So it's another data that we have it. The student answered 5 questions incorrectly. So that means that the students, we have to try to find how many points these students lost. So how are we going to do that? So take away 1 point if the answer is incorrect. And how many questions these students have incorrect? So it's 5. So in our plan, remember, take away means negative, so we are going to write -1 in parentheses. In this case, I'm going to use parentheses. -1, and we are going to multiply by the number of questions that was incorrect. So it's going to be 5. -1 times 5, it's going to be -5. But remember, the answer can be negative, so -5. And then we are going to apply the absolute value. Absolute value -5, absolute value -5, it's equal to +5. So the students lost 5 points. So this is our answer. The student lost 5 points in the test. Okay, so and this is our answer. Remember to identify what is the question in the problem. Okay, now we have the last word problem. In the last word problem, we have the basketball team lost their last 5 games. This is important word. Last 5 games. Look at this. So, if for the last 5 games, they lost by a total of 40 points. Total 40 points. What's the average? Average, it's another word that we can use it as a keyword. Average. Average means division, okay? Or number of points lost per game. So the average means division. The basketball team played 5 times, and in total they lost 40 points. And we need to know how many points they lost per game. So we are going to use in our data, we are going to write it. 40 points last 5 games, because they play 5 games. In total, they lost 40 points in all the games. And then we have that we need to know how many per hour or per play. So we're going to write it here. It's gonna be how many per game. How many per game? So in this case, if we need to find the average, so that means that we're going to write the 40 points that they lost in total. 40, remember it's negative, and we are going to divide by the number of games. How many games are 5? So if you simplify this one, it's 8, okay? But it's -8 if you remember the rules for the absolute value. For integers. Now we are going to apply the absolute value, -8, and it's going to be 8. So at the end, in the answer, we can write that the basketball team lost 8-point hurricane. Okay, and we already finished with these exercises. So remember, it's important to identify the keyword that gives us the representation or gives us the operation that we're going to use. Remember, in this one, for example, we have take away. Take away means that we're going to subtract them. In the students answer 5 questions incorrectly. Look at it. This is another question. And in this one, we have it, so this sense 45th, that means negative, okay?